those instincts kick in. So advice from other people, tell them to move on. Tell them to shove it. Tell them to kick rocks. Hey good people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Cassie. Thank you for clicking on the video. If you're new, hey. If you're old, hey fam. Make sure you stay tuned to the end to watch another video of some mom life content, some cleaning content, or everything in between. With that being said, let's go with the mom tag. The questions will be on the screen and down below in the description box. So let's get started with question number 1. How old were you when you had your first child? I know I look 18, but I'm not. I'm in my 30s. But I had my first child when I was 18. Number 2. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Now, seeing as though that I have 3 kids and obviously been pregnant for 3 different times, I'm going to go with the last pregnancy and say the hardest was lived in an apartment on the 4th floor, no elevator. So that was 4 flights of steps every day, huffing and puffing. That was basically that was the hardest part for me. I was with my older 2, there was a breeze. Young, spry, no issues. No issues with this pregnancy, just that was the hardest thing. And then we moved and got to the 2nd floor. So it was only one flight, and we have an elevator now. Technically, that wasn't 9 months. That was the first 4 months, 5 months, something like that. Number 3, can you think of any good things that happened during your 9 months of being pregnant? I don't know why they keep saying of being pregnant. Like, it takes 9 months to be pregnant. Anyway. Yes, I got closer with my husband. My kids and my husband, doted on me a little bit more. Breakfast was being made a little bit more and brought to me. Dinner was being brought to me. So, and like I said, getting closer with my husband was a plus. Those things that don't normally happen when you're not pregnant happen while I was pregnant. Number 4, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? Well, I didn't hear anything about childbirth. So being pregnant in my late teens with my first kid, no one really told me anything because I knew some stuff. I used to watch labor and delivery on TLC when I was younger, previous, like 12, those things. So I was interested in that. So I knew the ins and outs. So yes, we know there's pain. Yes, I knew about epidurals. Yes, my mother my mother talked to me about those type of things, but or just about labor in general. But as far as anything being accurate or true, everyone's labor is different, and everyone's path and journey is different. So what happened for someone else may not have happened for me or for you, and may not happen for Billy Sue over there. So when she has her baby. So everything, I can't say whether it's accurate or not. I mean, facts are facts, things like that. So that's a weird question. Moving on. Number 5, would you have handled childbirth differently if you had to redo it? So in all 3 of my labors / deliveries, yes, I would redo all of them. I would want to move around more and not lay down. With my second one, that was pretty fast, so it was okay. As far as my third one, I had a major amount of back pain, and I had never had back pain in labor before. So instead of just like dealing with it, because I don't do epidurals, I would ask the nurse, what could my husband do, or what could she do? Because she was so helpful to alleviate some of the pain. But I would want to move around more. I did want to do the peanut or ball, but it was go time. It was go mode. I was just not thinking about any of that. And I was trying to push a human out of my hoo-ha. So next question. What would be your advice for someone who is pregnant? To be honest with you, don't listen to what anybody has to say about being pregnant, about labor, about delivery, about what happens after, because everyone, like I said earlier, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's labor is different. Everyone's delivery is different. Everyone's path is different. Especially the older people who say, "Oh, you're so little. How you gonna do this?" And how you like? Why would you even instill that fear or that thought into, you know, a pregnant woman's head or mind? Because at this point in time, we're all, I don't know about anyone else, but I was stressed. I'm thinking about the health of a new baby that, you know, hopefully, you know, praying and hoping that I have a healthy baby boy and that everything is okay, even though God never puts more on you than you can bear. But for me, it's just like, you always want the best for your child, the best for, you know, the best outcome. But for someone to put in your mind negativity, you don't need that. You don't need the stress. You don't need the doubts. You don't need that unwavering. It's bad. It's bad juju. So I would say not to listen to anyone unless they're uplifting or wishing you well. But other than that, no. And like I said, everyone's journey is their own. If you want that epidural, go ahead and get that epidural. If you don't, go ahead and don't. If you change your mind, it's totally fine. How you want to bring your children into the world is you. As long as it's safe and you've done your research, if you're doing something like outside of the hospital. But it's your pregnancy. Take your vitamins. I mean, and you have to, once you become a mom, even while pregnant, those instincts kick in. So advice from other people, tell them to move on. Tell them to shove it. Tell them to kick rocks. Number 7, what has been the hardest thing about being a mom? The hardest thing about being a mom for me is, I want to say patience, but I really want to say, and this goes back to the previous question, not necessarily listening to other people, but I do take advice from my mom or other mom friends, you know, or my friends who are moms. And it's like, but you know, every kid is different. Yes, everybody parents differently. But the hardest thing about being a mom is actually feeling like, am I doing the right thing? Am I teaching my child correctly? Am I too harsh? Should I not have said that? Am I doing things in a good way? As long as he's not coming out like no axe murderer and, you know, serial killer. And I don't know, now I feel like that's neurological, so you can't really control that. So I don't know. I mean, as long as he grows up and knows right from wrong, I say he because I have all boys. As long as they grow up knowing right from wrong, doing right and never wrong. I'm not going to say never wrong because we all fall short. We all do wrong things, even though we know we shouldn't. But as long as I did my best to instill good things in my children, I think we'll be okay. So I think the hardest thing as a mom for me is making sure that I'm doing right. Is me having the feeling that, am I doing this right? And no one has the answers. No mom is perfect. There are tons of books out here, but ain't nobody got it. Ain't nobody got it right. Okay, we all in this together. But for me, it's, am I doing this right? Am I doing the best for my kids? Number 8, what has been the most rewarding about being a mom? The most rewarding thing about being a mom. Wow, all these questions lining up, y'all. In the last question, I said, you know, I want to make sure that I'm doing what's best for them. I'm doing my best. I'm making sure they're right and wrong is being instilled in them. They're coming up on the right. So, the most rewarding thing is when you actually see your child doing right. You actually have taught your child manners and they use it out in public. When they're not in my presence and they're with somebody else and they come back to me and the person says, your children are so well behaved, your children are so well mannered, or you see your child holding the door for an elderly person or any another person in general, or you see your child, excuse me, or thank you, or whatever, just knowing that you taught them to be their best and they're actually implementing it is very cool and very rewarding. Let me know if you agree. Number 9. I'm reading off the paper. I tried to be professional, but I'm reading off the paper. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? The most surprising thing I discovered about being a mom. I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I think everyone's instincts kick in when you become pregnant or when you become a mom. And the majority of us know that, okay, we come last. My kids come first. Aside from my husband, my kids come before me. So I have to make sure their well-being is taken care of. And like, I don't know. It's not about me anymore. I don't know. Let me know what the most surprising thing is that you discovered when you became a mom or about being a mom, because I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. What is the best memory you have involving your child? I feel like these questions are really weird, and it's not like my children are still alive. My children are, they're children. We have tons of memories. I don't really know. All of my kids are smart. They like to show people that they're smart. They like to teach others, per se. And I don't know. Let me say, just everyday life, or every day watching them grow and learn and become themselves, having their own little personality and becoming them as they grow and mature is the best memory. What is the most exciting milestone? Let me tell you. Do I have to have one? Because for me is walking. I don't have to carry you no more. My older two were very heavy. Just solid, thick. So I've carried them a lot. I still have back pain. So that's, what is it? Walking by yourself? It's talking, okay. Feeding, okay. Drinking, okay. Because talking now, you can tell me what you want. But I think the most exciting milestone is when they can finally wipe their butt by themselves. Don't call me to wipe your butt after you've been on the toilet. Don't call me. My middle child used to call me all the time. I'm finished. Mom, can someone come wipe my butt? Is anyone gonna come wipe my butt? I'm done. No. So when my youngest learns, most exciting milestone. Number 12. What is the worst thing your child has ever done? Now, some people may say write on the walls, pee the bed, but like, this is all things that children do that only one of my kids actually wrote on the walls, and that took one time to say, hey, you're not supposed to do that. So he didn't do that anymore. So I don't know. So I'm gonna go with right now. My youngest, he can have a little temper. So when he doesn't get what he wants, kind of just like falls out, and he's only one. And it's something, but I feel like he's been doing that since he was 6 months. So let's go with that's the worst thing. By all means, if you have answers to these questions, or you want to tell me any stories or anything, let me know down below. What habit did you wish your child didn't have? This is question number 13. As for my oldest child, we are similar. He doesn't have any patience. We don't tolerate bullshit. So I just wish he had more patience and just wasn't so hot-headed and fly off the handle. But as for my other kids, well, the youngest one too, he need to learn it. He need to get out of that. But yeah, my oldest needs to learn some patience. He needs to woosah. Number 14. What habit of theirs makes you most proud? Now, I did say this earlier. They're very, well-mannered children. They look out for people. They hold doors. They say excuse me. All those type of things to strangers. Okay, so let me do this. Number one, my oldest, he likes to talk to strangers, to older people who he has, hasn't seen in a while, like our family that he hasn't seen in a while. He'll sit down and have a grand conversation with you, which is so cool. I'm not like that. A little bit, but not really. My middle child, he loves to read. He loves any kind of books. I don't want to say any kind of books, but he will crack open a book no matter what. Loves to read. I love that about him. I will say about my oldest too, he likes to read as well, but he likes to look up things, especially if they don't understand something or don't know something. He will look it up or he will ask. So I like that about them. And as far as my 1-year-old, he's very inquisitive. He's very curious. He's like looking at his dad. What are you doing over there? Oh, can I get into that? Can I do it too? It's so crazy to see how a 1-year-old's mind is running and rolling all the time. It's just so crazy. All of my kids were like that, but he is on 1,000. And it's like, no, I'm going to figure this out. No, I'm going to figure this out. No, oh, that goes, the ball goes in a hole like this. Like, it's crazy. It's so cool. It's so cool to see your kids actually grow up, and it's amazing. Number 15, do you share any similarities with your child, physical or personality? So yes, my oldest, who is 15, soon to be 16 in a couple of months. I told y'all what age I had my child now. Y'all do the math. We look the most alike. Some people think he's my brother. He's been with me the longest, and without like getting too deep, he's been with me alone the longest. So he kind of, my little bad habits and bad traits rubbed off on him, so he picked that up. Now, and probably he would have been like, no, I'm not gonna say he would have been like that anyway, but our patience is thin. We don't have the tolerance for the BS. I've told y'all before. So, he's a little hot-headed. I have a little bit of anger issues, just smidge. Not really, but just, yeah. People would say I have an attitude problem, but that's not it. I'm a Virgo, and I don't tolerate too many stupid things. Moving on. Number 16. I don't understand this question. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? Alive? Especially with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and ozone layer trying to act stupid and all the other things that's going on in the world. Alive. I don't know where my child will be in 10 years. In 10 years, my oldest will be, he's getting ready to be 16, so that's 26. In a career that he loves, and it's not really a career or a job to him. It's something that he actually loves and he wants to do, and he goes out there and he's happy. My 11, so 10 years, that's 20. He's 20. He'll be 21. Same thing, in a career he loves, whether that's be just finishing or graduating college and going to a master's program or whatever, doing something that you love. And so he'd be 17. I don't in high school, alive, doing well, thriving, being young, successful, God-fearing men. How about that? In 10 years, yes, alive. What is something that having a child has taught you? Number 17. What is something that having a child has taught me? I have been taught that I don't have any patience, and that I don't have any patience for if I teach you something and you act like you didn't learn it, that I'm not going to get upset. Okay? So we working on it. Been working on it for 16 years, but I don't know what else. What is something that having a child has taught you? Yes, that I don't have any patience. And it's funny because my career is a medical assistant, and I worked in pediatrics for a long time. So I have all the patience and tolerance in the world for other people's children. But for me, it's like, man, I taught you how to do that. I taught you how to tie your shoes the other day. You tied your shoes the other day 10 times perfectly. Now you wake up and you don't know how to tie your shoes anymore. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Number 18. Did you imagine that you would be a mom at the age you became one? At 18, no, I did not. I did not think I would have my first child at 18. I thought maybe 22, 23, but not at 18. No. I had plans. It got derailed a little bit, but everything works out. Everything works out for the good, and everyone has their own path and journey. So when you think you're going that way, you're actually supposed to be going that way. You can get a little curveball and boop, that's what happened. Number 19, describe your child in a single sentence. So I have children. They're all the same. Not all the same, but all of my children are very inquisitive, smart, loving, caring people. Is that one sentence? Can I keep going? Can I do a run-on sentence? I'll stay with that. They're all inquisitive, caring, loving, kind people. I like that. Number 20, the last question. How have you changed as a person after becoming a mom? It goes back to one of those previous questions. It's no longer about me. So when, it's my life is important, yes, but my kids' lives are more important. So I need to make sure that they're on the up and up. So me changing per se, I'm an only child. So I didn't really have to, I had to share with my mom, but I didn't really have to share with nobody. So I had my own room, I had my own stuff, I had my own bathroom. I didn't have to share, things with other people. So, and me having 3 kids, they have to share, which is crazy to teach someone when you don't. Anyway, but I share my husband. But it was just me and my mom, and me being an only child. I had to realize that, okay, you have a mouth to feed, and that there's somebody's life that you're responsible for. I'm not saying that I was going to be a bad mom or that I didn't know these things, but I guess changing, like, you just put it into action, and it's no guessing. It's no second guess. It's no thought. It's no second thought. I don't have to think about, oh, did I need to do this or did I need to? No, I know you need to eat. You need to drink. Oh, I need to change your diaper. I need to do this for you. I need to do this for you. So as far as when I was by myself, I was like, I can eat when I want to eat. I don't have to. And this is coming from someone who didn't really eat for real as a teen. So when I became a parent, it's like, okay, you gotta stop. Just because you're not hungry doesn't mean he's not hungry, or just because you don't want to do whatever doesn't mean he, so think having that responsibility for someone else's life makes you look at some things. Now, I will say I was a little bit of a lazy parent back then. Thinking back on it, and it's like, you could have done that better, because you don't do what you do now. You didn't do that then. So as you grow, you learn. As you get older, you learn. So being responsible for someone else makes you change everything you've done previously when you weren't responsible for anybody else. All right, that's all the questions. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please give me a big thumbs up down below, and let me know if you did this tag, want to do this tag, if you want to answer any of the questions. Let me know. And don't judge me, because I'm crazy. Come on, Amazon, stop playing. I'm tagging all of the moms out there. Pam, I got you on another tag. Come on. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I see y'all. Say hello. When you subscribe, say hello. Say hello. Leave something down below. Say, hey, I'm new. Hey. I love talking to all of y'all. Once again, make sure you click the video or the playlist at the end of this video to see more mom life content, cleaning content, everything in between content. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.